What up, flockers? In this video, I'm going to review Cockatiels to find out if they're the right pet for you. So make sure to watch till the end to find out the final score. So a few iconic things about Cockatiels is one, this iconic crest they have. Whenever they're really stressed or something, they'll actually flare up in kind of an alert kind of a look right now. She's kind of relaxed and fluffing up right now. And another thing very iconic with Cockatiels is their little red cheeks right there. So this is kind of more of a wild type cockatiel, or a slight variant of it with some pearling on the tail. And what's so great about Cockatiels is they've been in the pet trade for a very long time. So there are so many different designs and mutations out there. So you can kind of customize the way you'd like your cockatiel to look. So with their iconic looks, their great personality, and them just being really cute birds overall, the question is this the right parrot for you? So to break that down, we're going to go into our 6 categories, which are handleability, quietness, talking ability, care, hardiness, and upfront costs. So to start off with, the first section is handleability. For Cockatiels, I give handleability a score of 4 out of 5. To best describe Cockatiels, I describe them as a cat. In the end, they are super cute, super friendly, but you kind of have to work on their terms. But overall, they are really easy to handle, and they're really friendly birds and great pets to have in the house. The pros with a cockatiel is one, they have very small beaks, and they generally are not nippy birds. And once you build trust with your cockatiel, they'll put their heads down for a scritch, they'll just want to spend time with you, they'll go ahead and sit while you're working on your laptop, and they'll just be like poking at the keyboards. The only negatives, and the reason why it's not a 5 out of 5, is, for one, if you're looking for more of a lapdog kind of a bird, I wouldn't really say a cockatiel is for you, because they will come to you when they want attention, but not really the other way around. Also, they're not really cuddly birds. Cockatiels in the wild actually are more of a bottom feeder kind of bird in the lower end of the food chain, so unfortunately it creates them to be more of a flighty bird. They're more of a flight than fight kind of bird. But if you can get past that flighty nature, they turn out to be really great birds that are super loyal and will just spend all day with you. Another reason for knocking down a point was they are an old world bird. And cockatiels especially are really dusty birds. So if you are hyperallergenic, I would double check to see if a cockatiel is going to affect you or not. Next up is quietness. For quietness, I give Cockatiels a score of 4 out of 5. For the most part, they are actually incredibly quiet birds. Choco right here is just a little noisy right now because she's just a little uncomfortable in front of camera, but throughout the day, I don't even know she's there. They're only noisy only if something's really stressing them out or they're just calling for your attention. But overall, they are really quiet birds and are perfect for apartment living. Next up is talking ability. For talking ability, I give Cockatiels a score of 2 out of 5. Now, as what's pretty consistent with parrots in general is the quieter the parrot, the less likely they are to talk, because they're just not going to be a vocal species. So Cockatiels, they really just don't talk. Even if it does talk, their clarity is very, very poor, scratchy, and sometimes you won't even realize it's actually trying to mimic your voice. But what Cockatiels are pretty good at picking up are sounds, whistles, tapping sounds, little small sound effects around the house. But if you're looking for a talker, this is definitely not the bird for you. The next category we're going to cover is care. For care, I give Cockatiels a score of 4 out of 5. They don't really have any special dietary requirements or anything, and their small size makes them very manageable and low cost to take care of. As far as food goes, you just give them a normal pellet diet and you supplement that with veggies, as Cockatiels tend to prefer veggies over fruits. Also, in terms of cares, they're really easy to read. Because they have a crest, it's a lot easier to read their emotions, which is what makes them so great for beginners to learn about parrots and parrot behavior. And they only need about minimum of 1 hour attention a day, which is about minimum for parrots in general. And on top of that, they have a pretty decent lifespan of about 15 years. If you're not looking for a very long time commitment, Cockatiels is definitely the way to go. The only reason I knocked down a point for Cockatiels is they do have one thing that they're prone to versus a lot of other parrots, and that's called night frights. Occasionally little things might spook a cockatiel late at night while they're sleeping, and it can cause them to go into a panic attack, and that can sometimes lead to injury. Make sure that you're able to hear your parrots panicking late at night if they're experiencing a night flight, so you can go help and calm the parrot down. But outside of that, they are probably one of the easiest to take care parrots out of everything. Next up is hardiness. For hardiness, I give Cockatiels a score of 3 out of 5. They tolerate a decent range of temperatures, about 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 109 degrees Fahrenheit, but they are definitely more comfortable around 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so about your normal house temperature, which is perfect. But the reason why their score's a little on the lower end is because of just their frame and their size. They are a smaller medium-sized parrot, so they are definitely a little fragile and they can be very susceptible to crushing. But if you can be very gentle with a cockatiel, then they're a great pet to have. The last criteria is upfront costs. And for upfront costs, I give Cockatiels a score of 5 out of 5. Cockatiels are in fact one of the most affordable parrots you can possibly own. Getting you a cockatiel will start for a wild type coloration around the $80 mark for a high quality. If you go any cheaper, I would avoid those stores, as generally those cockatiels come from lower quality breeds. If you want to go for more exotic mutations and custom bred ones, cockatiels can go upwards to $250, but that's still relatively affordable compared to a lot of other parrots. On top of that, they don't need too much space if you give them enough time outside of the cage, so you can go ahead and get a cage that will cost you about $60. And being a smaller bird, they only need smaller, cheaper toys, which is also great. So overall, tallying up all the scores, Cockatiels have an overall score of 3.7 out of 5. It is overall a very high score, and they are perhaps one of the best beginner parrots anyone can possibly own. So if you like this video, guys, make sure you smash the like button and please hit the subscribe. And if you have a parrot you would like me to review, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you would like me to try. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching.